Good afternoon from my garden. It's December 26th, the day after Christmas, but according to the old liturgical calendar, it's the second day of Christmas. So on the second day of Christmas, I started what I'm doing for the next 12 days, well, now it'll be the next 10 days, the 12 days of Christmas that end on Epiphany, which is January 6th, which is the day that some people celebrate the arrival of the wise men when they went to find Jesus. They followed the star, and I think Epiphany is definitely the ultimate do-all, end-all of the season of light. But anyway, so what I'm doing for the next 10 days, 12 days, whatever, I am doing winter tasks in my garden. Right over there, you see, today I moved this garden, this raised bed in place, and I began to install this bean teepee, which is really not going to be a bean. Well, it may end up having some beans on it, but it's mainly the foundation of my joy garden, which is my children's garden, and I'll provide a link to that. It'll have a tomato in the center. It'll have morning glories going around it. Coming out from that, there'll be a strawberry bed. There'll be zinnias back there. There will be all kinds of annuals, things that I plant that get, zinnias are about the most joyful things that I plant. And my morning glories give me a great deal of joy. They don't bloom until late fall. But that's going to go right there. And I'm going to give you a link to see the directions for making this is a Better Homes and Gardens plan. It's not my plan. But the thing is, every year I say I'm going to do this, and lo and behold, time gets here and I haven't prepared. Over and over again I said that Advent is the season of preparation, and I also added that my preparation for my garden won't end on Advent. At Advent, it'll continue. So this is a preparation for my next year's garden, which will be my joy garden, which will have annuals and a climbing tomato and morning glories around it. It'll have another tomato or maybe some other green pepper, something like that in there, and then it'll come out into a strawberry patch. I'll leave room to walk, tiptoe through the tulips, tiptoe through the strawberries, but don't be fooled into thinking that garden season's over. This is the time to prepare for next year's garden. And guess what? If you're not prepared, time will get here, and you won't have. It'll be too late. It'll be too late to do what you need to do. Preparing for a big garden installation like this takes months, and fortunately, I started on this earlier. As I said before, this is my Hope Garden, and I'm extending the Hope Garden out this way. Yesterday, or the day before, I started another garden bed here. I'm moving a lot of that up front, and I'll have crocus and things that bloom right. There are short bloomers right here in front of that. This is a pathway that I'll leave a pathway. And there'll be pathways all through. But this is one thing I'm very proud of. Let me just take a seat. This is my sitting area that I've created underneath these large, I think this is 16 feet of trellis work that I built to house climbing roses. That I'm going to plant tall climbing roses around the periphery. I planted one a couple of days ago right there, and I'm going to plant another one here today or tomorrow. Winter is the time to transplant roses. Don't try it in summer, especially in Mississippi. Don't try to transplant much of anything in Mississippi during the summer, because it will burn itself to death. So I'm going to put one there, and what I want, or maybe one right here, so that the roses can grow up and over this and create a tall shaded area over the sitting area. Last summer, in the summer before, people tried to come visit me in my garden. It was too hot to sit out here. By about May 20th, it's hot as blazes out in my garden. So I'm doing this, creating this 16-foot trellis I'll cover with roses and wisteria to create a shaded area, and it'll have a double door going out. It has a passage between the two. I'll include the instructions for how I'm doing all this on a blog post. But this is what I'm doing on the second day of Christmas. I'm doing what I love to do. I'm doing what brings me joy. I'm working in my garden again. And when I'm working in my garden, when I wake up in the morning, I can't wait to run outside and abuse my body and my soul. Not my soul, but my body, because I'm so sore from working in my garden because I hadn't done it in a few months. So it's physical abuse in a way, but it's something I can't wait to do. Go figure. And that's because it's a labor of love. So right now, I'm going to be leaving you with several gardening links, how to garden in winter. So stay with me. Winter gardening. Look for that.